Hi guys, I generally have a lot of respect for Wilfred Frost, the Sky News journalist. He's very good at holding politicians to account, holding Labour MPs, Tory MPs, or whoever's feet to the fire. But on this occasion, he didn't seem to understand what Reform UK actually stand for. And that's a bit of a problem. But he had two guests on who schooled him on that. Have a listen.
Yeah, politicians who whip up division and then cry wolf. I mean, Nigel Farage is just being a snowflake over this, to be frank. He needs to pull himself together. There was no threat to him. He criticised the one policy reform we've got, which is basically, hate migrants, and he called him out for it, and good on him for doing it. And it's taken far too long, frankly, for Keir Starmer to do that. But yesterday he drew a line and he did it well.
Of course, reform doesn't frame and believe the policy to be as you just framed it in the brief there. Does it, just to round things off, Tom?
I don't think there's any other way you can describe it.
Well, you can't say they hate migrants. I mean, the language is important this week.
They just want to deport them.
They want to round them up, put them in vans, rip them out of their families, their homes, their communities, and send them off somewhere else. I think most people would interpret that as hating them.
Yeah.
Well, again, to go back to a central part of my last argument is, you certainly can't speak for what's in people's minds. I think we'll lose track on this. I guess the final question.
Oh my goodness. Just think about it for a moment. What do Reform UK represent? What is their main policy? What are they running on most? Immigration. So they keep talking about how bringing down immigration will fix so many problems. A bit like leaving the European Union would fix so many problems. And they keep saying this. They say, look, problems in the NHS. Well, if we bring down immigration, there'll be less stress on the NHS. If we don't have enough houses for people, well, if we kick out a load of migrants or we stop immigration, then we're going to have more houses available. Of course, I've debunked these things before, but that's the arguments that Reform UK constantly are putting out there. Nigel Farage, Richard Tice, whoever. Immigration is the problem. And if we solve that, we solve all problems. So the latest one, of course, is not related to small boats or people overstaying their visa. And this is really important because we're no longer talking about that. We've moved much further beyond that. So, most political parties understand that the boats need to be stopped in some way. How that's achieved differs. And when it comes to people who have no right to stay in the country, they should be deported. I think most political parties, every political party understands that if you overstay your visa or if you don't respect the conditions of the visa or if your asylum claim has been rejected, then you should be deported. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about a situation where people have a right to stay, and Reform UK are going to set a standard that they can't reach, and they know they can't reach it. Setting a salary threshold of £60,000, I believe. So many people will not be able to achieve that. They can't go to their boss and say, hey, can you double my wages or triple my wages in order for me to stay in the country? No, that's not going to happen. So they will be deported. As was pointed out by one of the guests here, they'll be ripped away from their family and sent off to a country maybe they've never been to. We're not talking about people who are being sent back to their home country. It's possible to be sent to another country. How else could you describe this policy other than anti-immigrant? And remember, if you were to ask a Reform UK supporter on the street, a voter or a supporter, do you think they would be able to explain to you Nigel Farage and Reform UK's economic policies? No, I don't think so. Or what about their education policies? Where they stand on house building, apart from immigrants are the problem. What about infrastructure? What about energy, the environment? I know that they want to open coal mines again or something like that. But I think most people would associate immigration with them because they keep talking about immigration and keep talking about how immigration is too high, and if it comes down, it will fix all problems, like leaving the European Union would fix all problems about 10 years ago. So I don't think it's much of a stretch to suggest that Reform UK is anti-immigrant. I think if you're to ask them, they'd probably say so. Now, they're not anti all immigrants. If the immigrant is coming in and donating to Reform UK, then I don't think they have a problem with that. But generally, anyone who's earning less than £100,000 a year, Reform UK don't really care about them and would be happy to see them deported, and is campaigning to see people like that deported. So, once again, Wilfred Frost is really good. I don't know what happened this time. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what do you think, and I'll see you in the next video.